Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. I'm just jumping in, man, on this. I just finished watching a tragedy or the tragedy of Macbeth. And, you know, solely watched it because of Denzel Washington. And I also like Frances McDormand. She's pretty, she good money in most of her movies as well. And I just visually, I like the fact that they went with the black and white. I was aware that it's based on William Shakespeare's play or whatever. And I'm not the biggest fan of the director, one of the Coen brothers. I'm aware of their work. I just wanted to see my man Denzel Washington go to work, and I was aware that he done some, he done some Shakespeare plays back in the day when he was getting started in acting, and I just wanted to see how it would all come together. I actually learned a lot about Macbeth from looking when the trailer came out. I learned a lot about Macbeth and kind of formed some expectations on how it would play out. Just looking at the comments of people that know what the hell they're talking about. You have people out there that are fans of these plays or fans of these works of art, or they're versed in Shakespeare. Great. That's not my bag. So but I mean, I watch Jeopardy. I'm aware of all of the clues that come from Shakespearean works and whatnot. And so if this was a chance to check this film out and to get a better understanding of what Macbeth is all about, I was in. Just to quickly the synopsis, I was trying to figure out how to quickly say what the plot of the movie is. I'm not even gonna try. Just taking a synopsis from offline or from online. Power hungry Macbeth sets his sights on the Scottish throne after receiving a prophecy from three witches. Uh, that's basically it. Once he's told at the once Macbeth, Denzel Washington, is told he's going to be king, uh, like they drop us in at the beginning where some war has just taken place, some battle of some kind has kind of taken place, and then he's going to get a new title, inherit some new territory, and so on and so forth. But these three sisters, or these three weird sisters, these three witches, I've seen them referred to in a couple of different ways. They look at the guy that's with him, Banquo, and tell him that his lineage will be of royalty. Like his son will become a king and his son's sons will become a king. So this kind of seems to not sit well with Macbeth, who doesn't have any kids or children. And he just starts wilding out after that. So he goes back to meet who seems at the beginning of the movie who seems to be the king, and the king tells him you'll get these new titles and whatnot, and he tells him he's done a good job. But then immediately, once Macbeth gets back to his castle or his kingdom, him and his wife, who's played by Frances McDormand, they start plotting to kill that king who was named Duncan. And they're like, when he comes to visit us, we'll take him out, basically. And as he gets into taking out his enemies or taking out the other royalty, he starts losing his mind. And the more people that he takes down, the more people that he betrays, he just starts losing his mind, so to speak. So I enjoyed it. Now the reason I could have put this in the title, but the way that I did, I was able to enjoy the movie was I watched it with the subtitles on. I just finished up, like, what was that season, the Narcos season 3 of Mexico or whatever, and coming off of that 2 weeks ago, I'm like, let me just read these subtitles because you got to do that to follow Narcos. So yeah, I turned on the English subtitles, and that's how I watched it. And Shakespeare is dope. As a dude who once used to write some rhymes and who tried to rap for about 10 seconds of my life, and all the rap lyrics that I listen to, I find Shakespeare pretty fascinating. I don't understand much of the. I can't follow it. If I would have tried to have sat down and read Macbeth, I would probably struggle to follow it in a way. But so that's why I'm good here with what Joel Cohen did with changing this or putting it on the silver screen or whatever, and giving me a chance to follow along and understand why, for hundreds of years people have been talking about Macbeth. Um, Performance wise for Denzel, I mean it's Denzel. He didn't really go in with any kind of accent, I don't think, as much as he just delivered. I mean, he it wasn't a Scottish accent that he used, and it really wasn't an English. It was just like speaking, pronouncing everything in a truly proper manner is kind of what he did. But I just like the timing of how the dialogue is delivered, some of the pauses, um, how they say some of the words together, like as an offhand comment. Just all the different nuances in the dialogue, I thought was just excellent, and I really appreciated, you know, I appreciated the story that much more. The way that a lot of the a lot of the actors delivered their lines. The movie, and right off the rip, with looking at this, that this is about the royalty of Scotland. I don't have any comment on why Washington, a black man, was chosen to play this. I don't have any thoughts whatsoever on all of the black actors who were in this one. Some of the black actors, Corey Hawkins from Straight Outta Compton, who played Dre. I thought he did an excellent job as Macduff. His wife was in the movie. Her name is Moses something. She has a male Lady Macduff. Her name is Moses Ingram. She had a small part, but she was excellent. Um, One thing that kind of the way that I watch movies and enjoy films, you're always trying to piece together who is this guy, or I saw this actor before, or I saw this actress in another movie, or who I know that person, I've seen them in something. And this one had a hell of a surprise in it. Um, One of the characters is an actor who I haven't seen since the 90s, maybe even the late 80s. And it's an actor named Brian Thompson who played the Night Stalker in Cobra, the Night Slasher. I'm sorry. So Cobra came out in 1986. That's how long ago I have not seen this man. But he played I mean, he was kind of the main protagonist in Cobra, and he had this really deep voice, and he's got these really distinctive cheekbones. And I just remembered his voice. I've always remembered his voice. He was a pretty, scary dude. One other thing that I'll note about that character in the movie Cobra was this was one of the first times where I picked up on the fact that police weren't able to just kill people. Like, you had to do your best to take uh, a perpetrator into custody. You just could not kill them, as we've seen happen throughout the years, and some, in the aughts and in the teens and whatnot, where we're all totally different issue. But this is where I first saw Hollywood like go out of its way to drive that point home. Whatever. But anyway, one of the characters in here that Macbeth pulls to the side to have eliminate one of his enemies, or to take out someone who would challenge his rule moving forward, is this actor named Brian Thompson. And I heard the voice, but he has this big beard on him. And again, I haven't seen this dude since 1986. And so when I came over here and looked at the cast and the names of the actors and saw that that was actually him, I was blown away by that. This is just a little fun way that I watch movies and how I look at stuff. Um, but other than that, the action, um, they don't get bogged down. It's no Braveheart battles with all of the, with thousands of actors out there, reenacting these great battles and all the bloodshed and the swords and the large scale stuff. It's kept on a very small scale. Macbeth, as he's done too much, and the other people start coming for him to get their revenge for the people that Macbeth has killed. It is one slick fighting scene when he takes out a guy. They didn't really say what his name was, but it might have been this guy named Ross. Pretty a very short and well choreographed fight scene for Denzel, who was in his mid 60s now. So you get to see that this dude wasn't just it's just not all about the delivery of the lines and whatnot and the dialogue. It is, they did go in with the action just a little bit. The other thing here, the other bit of action that's in the final scene or the conclusion of the movie is that Macduff, played by Corey Hawkins, uh, he comes for Macbeth because Macbeth ordered that his family be wiped out and his kingdom be burned and pillaged and all of that type of stuff. And so Macduff is the one that comes back to really avenge, his wife and all of his kids being executed. And they have a fight scene and spoiler alert, you know, he gets the best of Macbeth. And it was slick because part of this prophecy from the witches and some of the stuff that Macbeth is going through mentally as he starts going crazy, him and his wife. One detail in there was that no man born of a woman would be able to kill him. So he was emboldened that, I'm untouchable out here. None of these dudes can face me and take me out. And then Macduff tells him, I wasn't born from my mother. Like basically he was a C-section or a cesarean section, but he didn't come out of her womb. He was born the other way, or whatever. So Macbeth is like, oh, okay, well, this dude could be a little different because that's a little wrinkle according to what the witches told me. And like I said, in the end, Macduff bests Macbeth and beheads the brother. So that's that. Like I said, I enjoyed it, man. Is he gonna win some awards for it? Is it a career defining performance? I don't know all that shit, man. Just watch it if you're interested in it. If not, then keep it moving. It was an hour and 45 minutes. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I see it's doing pretty well on Rotten Tomatoes right now. The tomato meter is 93%. The audience score is 81%. I would say that's pretty fair. I might say 85%. I don't know, but whatever. Like I said, I thought it was worth my time. I'll watch it again, to be honest with you. I'll check it out again. I did in watching and reading all of the dialogue for the entire hour and 45 minutes. You do lose a little something from watching what's going on the screen and maybe some of the nonverbal acting of the performers. Maybe you miss out on a little bit there with reading what's going on in the subtitles. So I watch it again to kind of make sure of what I did or didn't miss. But like I said, man, if you're a fan of lyrics, if you're a fan of good writing, if you're a fan of like, I don't know, higher level stuff, I think you can appreciate it. Like I said, I have a different appreciation for Shakespeare, coming off of this movie. And like I said, I'm huge on rap lyrics, and especially lyricists back in the 90s and whatnot. And I see the way that, sometimes the lines rhymed, sometimes they didn't. Another thing, when you read a play, it's kind of difficult to follow when different characters come in and come out. And sometimes it's kind of hard to visualize it. So I think with putting it in a movie form, it was a way for me to really I could just follow along better and see everything that was going on, and some of these different side characters who came in. Like there was a maid who did some eavesdropping and then came into the screen to the scene. That maid later popped up with Macduff's people and tried to warn them that their lives were in danger. What else? And like I said, Macduff, there was some questions about how Macbeth and Lady Macbeth took out King Duncan, and whether or not the son would believe that Duncan's own guards turned on him in the middle of the night. And so different discussions happen as they're running. The son leaves for England, the other leaves for Ireland. They think their lives are in danger. This other cat that was a pretty important character, he kind of did some he didn't kill Banquo's son, which was an important part of what Macbeth ordered. I want Banquo killed, and then I need you to kill his son Fleance. Obviously, Fleance was supposed to become an heir to the throne at some point in time, so it was key that he do that, but he didn't. And that dude's name, of course, is not one of the dudes that's listed. That's weird. And then the witches. I saw some people in the on the trailer for this. I saw a lot of people commenting and were really interested in how the witches would be portrayed. And the three weird sisters was what some people referred to them as. And she was bugged out. The introduction to the main witch was bugged out. But just added a lot of texture, in my opinion, and really just drew you in on what was to come, and kind of set the table for the next. Sometimes in movies, you need things that hook you and grab you and keep you watching. And the witch appears maybe 7 to 10 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I got to see how she plays out in this thing. And then from the comments from the people on the trailer video had me hooked. So like I said, man, I enjoyed it all in all. If you have a favorite actor, favorite scene, whatever, or you liked it, didn't like it, maybe you're a Shakespeare aficionado and it didn't live up to your expectations. If that's what happened, sucks to be you. But I appreciated it. I don't need to hear any comments about affirmative action and why they included all of these black actors in it. I already know the people that don't like that. Noted. Let me get on out of here. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.